Hello everyone, Philip and Natalie here again. It's time we're going to do a vocabulary exercise here on the podcast or the English talk show. Something that everybody talks about, sometimes because it's important, sometimes because it makes conversation. The weather. That's not the time, it's the weather, the meteorological conditions outside. Now, we might get off the internet or from the radio or TV a weather report or a forecast. Natalie, you know what the difference is?
No, I don't.
A report is simply the current conditions, the actual conditions or present conditions. And a forecast is a science that looks a few days, week, maybe even 10 days into the future. So forecast is like pronostico. Okay. Do you check the weather or get the forecast every day?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
To see what I'm going to be wearing.
What you should be wearing.
Yeah,
okay.
Or to check if there's going to be traffic because if it's raining.
People forget how to drive. No, they don't forget how to drive. They forget how to put on the brakes.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean that in a bad way. Ask any engineer, he or... Now today is, if we look outside, it's, how would we describe the weather today? It's
sunny.
Sunny, I would say mostly sunny, except for some haze. There's a little bit of haze, which is caused by man-made artificial smoke and what they call temperature inversion. Okay, but mostly we can see the sky. Sky's bluish. Not exactly blue, but pretty blue. Temperature, I don't know, it says 26 on my phone, so 26 Celsius is about, it's about 80 Fahrenheit. What about the wind?
It's a little bit windy outside.
Okay. You see that smokestack over there?
Yeah.
You notice how the smoke is going in one direction?
Yeah.
Way out there. That's probably, oh my goodness, Houghton Garcia. Now you notice it's going in one direction. Okay, if we're looking straight north, what direction, how would we describe the wind?
It's going east.
It's from the east.
Okay.
So it's an easterly wind. Okay. I bring that up because when we talk about aviation weather a little bit, that becomes very, very important. But, okay, so the main details about the weather we always want is the sky conditions, precipitation, wind, temperature, because here in wintertime, it can be 10 degrees in the morning, and you talking about what you wear, you say, oh, I better take a sweater, I better take a jacket. And by 11...
It's like 30 degrees.
Celsius. Now, 30 Celsius is like 86 Fahrenheit, so...
Yeah. That's a lot of difference.
Yeah, that is. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about some vocabulary. Now, weather, the reason I bring up weather is because those of you who have been practicing for TOEFL or TOEIC, some of the exams in the listening part, they love to put weather forecasts, maybe like from the radio on the TOEIC, because you're listening for a lot of details, the temperatures, the days, when it's going to change. So you have a lot of future, you have a lot of verb tenses, and you have a lot of numbers, you have days of the week, sequences. So weather vocabulary is very important for the TOEFL and TOEIC, or even IELTS. So anyway, the first major word, rain. Okay, rain is when the temperature is above 5 Celsius and the precipitation is in form of water. Rain, R-A-N, is both a verb and a noun. Now for describing today, we would call it rainy, or it's raining. Another very important point. The pronoun for the weather, the time, a situation, or a distance is always it.
Okay.
It is raining. It is cold. Okay? All right. Next one.
We have sun.
Sun. Now, obviously, sun is a noun, but sun is not a verb. We would say the sun is shining, or it's sunny today. Okay? And then we have, what's next on our pub? Snow. Rain, snow. Snow is a verb or a noun. We can say it's snowing, or we have snow today. Now, here in Monterrey, we get a little bit of snow, maybe a centimeter.
Yeah.
Maybe in January or February. But in places where it's a big issue, like up in the northeast United States and most of Ontario, there were places with more than a meter of snow. So weather report or forecast will say how much snow is expected. Okay? All right, and next is...
We have wind.
Wind. Wind. Verb, noun.
Noun.
Wind. Okay. What if we have wind during a day? We call the day...
Windy.
Or the weather windy. Now, of course, the weather report forecast will always say the direction that the wind is coming from and the speed. Now, there's an example right here. See that smokestack blowing over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, if we were looking north, how would you what can we can, because smoke doesn't weigh anything. It's about the same. Actually, it's lighter than oxygen. So, what estimate would you make of the wind direction and speed?
We said east, right?
Yeah, it's easterly, means it's coming from the east to the west. Doesn't look very fast, maybe 3 or 5 knots. Okay? What's next here? Thunder. Thunder is the noise that's created when two clouds, systems with different charges, positive and negative, crash together. Or maybe one is with cold air, one is with warm air. It creates the noise that makes dogs and some people go crazy. Thunder. Now, thunder is a noun and a verb. You wouldn't really say, you could, but you really wouldn't say thundery. Because thunder and lightning are two different things. They usually come together because when that collision happens, it creates a spark because the ground has a neutral electrical charge and the cloud may have a positive or negative. But don't go outside and try to measure it. Lightning. So lightning, because it's a gerund, is a noun. Okay.
Isn't it the same, thunder and lightning?
No, thunder is the noise.
Okay, got you.
Very good question, because what do they say in Spanish? Relámpagos y rayos. Which is which?
I honestly sometimes find it really hard to tell the difference.
Now, lightning again is it's a gerund.
Something you see, right?
It's the light that you see.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They always make it yellow, but that's a very powerful bolt of lightning when it's yellow. It's
Usually
still
white, right?
What's that?
It's usually white.
White to amber to yellow. If you see a yellow, tell the difference. No, how do you tell how far away lightning is? There's a formula.
I don't know.
Okay, imagine over there in the distance, we see lightning. And now remember, light travels faster than sound.
Right.
Okay. Now, in English, what we do, you could probably do the same thing in Spanish. When you see lightning, you say 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000.
So you hear the thunder?
You hear the thunder.
Okay.
They both occur at
Okay.
the same time,
Okay.
but one's traveling at a much higher speed. The light travels faster than sound.
Right.
They both occur in the same place at the same second, but your senses need those few extra seconds. Now, each second is supposedly 1 mile. A mile is about 1.6 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
So if we see that lightning over there, and then say 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 5 1,000, it's 5 miles
away.
or about 8 kilometers.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
If you have nothing else to do, or if you're sitting inside because your party was sent inside because of the rain, I guess that would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, lightning. But they usually happen together. Thunder and lightning, or thunderstorms, are storms that have thunder and lightning that are approaching, a high power, high impact weather event. Okay, what's next on our
That's it.
lightning? Okay, what about tune? We're going to have a little bit more about in upcoming different kinds of weather reports and weather forecasts. So thank you very much for tuning in today, and enjoy your holidays.
Thank you.